takes like the VCT Pacific social media team implied.
Oh my goodness.
I do believe in T1,
Okay.
and I do think they looked pretty strong
T1
in
on
Split.
defense.
But it turns
GenG
out their
on
opponents
attack.
are the best team in the world.
Could be a little bit
so-
demoralizing
Yeah,
after not
best
winning
team,
that
best
last
region
game.
in the world. 13 to 15,
Raid
yes,
boss,
that's
texture,
still definitely
Sheriff.
a big statement from T1.
Who dropped
and
him
I
a
hope that they can
Sheriff?
carry it forward because it has been
Munchkin.
really exciting so far. And this
Drops him a
change-up, right?
Sheriff.
Izu on the duel is still certainly
Wait, is that
looks
even
good.
right? Did
Yes,
they do
think
some
this,
like?
a lot of people are gonna
Actually,
start to
Lakia
see
dropped
that
him a Sheriff,
if
and then
Saya can
Munchkin
perform
dropped
as
him
he has been
a
doing on that
Frenzy.
chamber, putting Izu
So
on
we
that
got Sheriff,
comfort role where he
off
can
shield,
be a little bit more aggressive,
Raid
have a little
boss.
bit more agency. That's going to work out, but that means that X-Curate starts to need to pick up the slack a little bit on that Omen. Sure, you're IGLing, but you do need to be able to fire back a couple times throughout these rounds. And right now, GenG taking a lot of early space for free. T1, they're waiting for a trap play, waiting for a reaction. Snacks will correctly back out.
Oh, there goes the armor of the raid boss.
He did a little bit more damage. They know that they
The
can
bait's
now pressure
incredible.
them onto that A side, but the paranoia's on both sides.
Oh my God.
X-Curate will calmly take down two as Rossi
Guys,
comes
low
in,
HP
eventually
though.
getting
Can he
taken
get
down
another
by
at
Meteor.
tree?
Now a 2v2, but spiked down in tree alongside X-Curate.
Still very careful. It was a little bit chaotic for a second there, but back onto it.
Oh,
X-Curate
no.
fights back.
Well, they
Carrot
know
with
he's
the second
tree.
swing out against Stacks, though.
The
That's
HPs are kind of
enough
high though.
damage. X-Curate
It's a
still trying to
frenzy.
maintain control over tree with a frenzy. Saya player arriving just on time from the back. X-Curate swings out the frenzy. It's good for now.
Bro,
but the
frenzy's
burst
so
not enough
unreal.
on towards Karen. It is a one-on-one where Saya is full health though.
Saya, here's a door. He just needs to wait, and there
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
just
A
another one where he
single
just has to
shot. Took a
body
little while
shot.
to get here,
Okay.
but Saya will be able
Nicely
to
done, man. We
round
had a
things
pistol
out.
each. We get
That one headhunter
T1.
shot used.
Who won
That's going
pistols?
to be the first round for T1.
2 for 1 on pistol so far today. I mean,
Didn't
here's the
take
thing,
an
right?
extra
Like,
off chamber to help with the
yes,
calling? Yeah,
13 to
probably.
15,
It probably
T1 might
does
have lost
overall
that.
make more sense.
But they challenged GenG on one of their strongest maps. If they can actually take GenG down, this is very early to say, but if they can actually make it happen on GenG's map pick, that will be even bigger. And starting things off with the pistol is a great way to go.
You know, you didn't even predict T1, but I do appreciate you coming to bat for me. I appreciate you digging out all the reasons that they might still be able to
I'm
win it
just
out
excited.
I mean, first game
this
was
is
close,
a pretty
dude.
good look for T1, given
think it's the
all
craziest call ever.
considerations, and I think most importantly, a lot of people are going to be happy to see that they seem committed to consistent roles, consistent positions, consistent agents here for T1, despite a bit of an extra roster shuffle in between the two stages. Now GenG trying to do what they do best with a couple of these sheriffs, only two in their hands, Texture and Meteor. It's a high-low perfectly, and Meteor recognizes it, doesn't get the first shot, and Izu, meanwhile, holding it down over by the C site.
Last player standing.
Yeah,
Keep
any
chasing
other
through
bit
it.
of
Meteor,
damage?
he's trapped now.
Well, one armor rebuy,
Trying to
that's
isolate
it.
whatever fights he can. He's waiting to see if they'll come on for him, trying to get a 1v1 each time. Oh, and T1, I like it, because I was afraid. I was afraid that they were going to start peeking into
One
a
of the better
1-1-1.
agents to get
But
the
you use
ecos
the
as well.
utility, you give the respect that
No,
Paint Shells
2
doesn't
away
cost
for
you
Zol.
anything. And just say, okay, we're going to play safe against Meteor.
They have the paint shells, why not use it? They did have a round where they
3
kind of
light
toyed
armors.
with fate against GenG in their previous map. Thankfully, not seeing the same things again, but what a way to really just hold down. I mean, GenG has always been good on some of these thrifties, especially with the sheriffs. Their skills on it are good, but T1 with the high-low setups ensures that they do not
Yeah,
lose
okay.
a single
3
piece
people
of
that can
GenG
get
this
one
time.
shot. We got the Outlaw
Now
out and
the
Saya.
Outlaw being picked up
So
by
they
Saya
did
to
this
round
on,
things out. You saw
well,
the
they did a
Sheriffs,
similar
you know,
buy
there's gonna be
on
a couple
Split.
half armors,
Jesus,
and
nice
Izu
shot.
right through his teammate's body will still pick up the first kill.
Oh, that was nice,
But
little
Stacks
1-2,
not sure
yeah.
where to look as they know that
they
there might have
played
been a
that so
crossover
well,
by Rebel. Saya,
teamwork
he's been
wise.
spotted, has to use both.
Ah,
The
he had
reload's
to
gonna
use
be slow.
both of it for the
Cover from Rossi
Prowler.
isn't good. It's good enough for the rendezvous, I'll tell you that.
And then the snake bite as well from Rossi just to continue to hold them off, but it's down to the 3-on-3.
They're pretty
Lakia
decent
might be a
damage so
bit
far from
low,
T1.
But GenG has the timing to get the spike down on the site.
Can they get out of this without taking more damage? T1, they don't necessarily need to win the round, but they'd love to take away all the weapons. And Rossi, he's not giving GenG a chance. He knows with the lower numbers, they might try to create a bit more of an opening. Meteor won't go any deeper, though. He needs to be ready to cover for his teammates, go for a bit of a pinch and a trade over by the site.
Still have paranoia too. You know you
Did
want to
that
clear
reach?
tree, so I wonder if that's what the game plan is. Saya just holds down the angle and takes the shot. Not too bad. GenG still in a good spot, though. They might be able to play something through the smoke. There's the paranoia. Oh, Rossi goes in for the push. Not good enough, though.
Yeah, gonna try to stick this.
Fast enough. Spike timer dwindling down. And
Oh my god, double.
hold it down.
Yeah, no time on it though. Can get a gun upgrade.
That's the kills, but GenG
Dead.
picks up the round off of the Spike.
Yeah,
Okay, everyone
so
goes
T1,
down though.
they
T1
try
should
to
take
go for
that
the
good
round
amount
win,
of
right?
damage.
They pick off Texture and they say, okay, well now we might actually be able to win the round instead of just trying to go for the frags. So I don't mind it. At the end of the day, you still take away every weapon. So one way
Yeah,
or
and they
another,
go for a big
T1
Byron, missing boom
will get
bot,
a
missing
little bit
alarm
of a moral
bot.
win here, or morale win here for T1 themselves. But GenG, the round
That's
on
it.
the board, that's what's important. They'll settle for a couple of these Guardians.
Digiboy, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for the 4 months, bro. Thank you for the prime.
Consistently today so far. You know, teammates really there to cover for each other. We've seen Stacks doing it. We've seen Rossi doing it. Not letting one go down without any extra damage handed back to GenG.
That's the biggest improvement, too, for T1. Teamwork looks really good this time. The communication, everything is starting to flow. So far in the lead, they might have lost that next round, but here comes that full buy. And Saya with the operator should be good for at least one. Here's it.
He waits for it. He wanted to see if he could
Still
buy
nice,
a little bit of
though.
time so he can
Matches TP away, saw
but he'll
2.
take extra
Gets a
damage
good,
for his
good amount of
troubles.
info, but they kind of know
Now
that
he's gonna
the
need
ops in
backup.
play.
Sure, he's had the
They
op,
just start
but
looking at Lakia,
without
one
that
away
health,
from his
without that
orb,
armor,
so he decides to pick up the orb
but
over
just get
towards C.
spammed
Now has
through on
Fatal.
your escape. The rendezvous still going to be on that cooldown, and that shifts a lot of weight. GenG, they have a good read on this. Prowler doesn't spot
Whoa.
Munchkin either.
Prowler doesn't
The
get
call
that.
should be made. That info still absolutely denied over from T1. They don't like what they're seeing. No tags, no reaction from C. Something's fishy. The spam comes through. They're trying to fish Saya
I liked
out
it.
of the
It was a
barrel,
nice
but Saya
idea.
will
Just
evade them
Saya kind of
the
stepped a little
entire
bit
time,
too
and now
far from what they're
GenG
expecting, right?
is going
So
to be one
Death
last
Trap over
resort
towards here in
to
terms of
rotate
nade
over, and
tether,
T1 will answer
but
in kind.
then
However,
they spam
believe
this
me,
as
there
well.
should
It's
have
just the fact
heard
that he
at
just
least
went
one of
pretty
these
far.
wisdom. He'll start to try to push
Yeah, I think
through,
Stacks
and
might
now
get 2
Rossi
here.
just looking to buy time
Ooh,
alongside
I don't know.
Stacks. Stacks has one
My God.
job. It's to dwindle the numbers.
Oh god, he
but
hits them
GenG
all going over
time.
towards
one
B.
more,
They try
and
taking
there's
early
one.
timing.
It's a 3-site map, baby.
You'd be tempted
And
to.
they do
Karen's
have
been
one
holding
more
it the whole
option.
time.
It's gonna be that B side.
Yeah, what a beast
Stacks
from Karen, yeah.
a little too late on that information. Karen was ready for it.
Dude,
Three
the
sites. GenG uses every
call
single
to
one,
pivot
and
over
now all
towards
they gotta
B
do is
here
to
was
hold these
giant.
exits and look at the map. I mean, you've got Karon watching A. You've got every single other player watching Waterfall, watching Heaven.
Oh,
if
team
anything's
flash.
going to make it happen, it's got to be the showstopper. He's got to find a bit of value. Gets the first one, but GenG trades so quickly. 3 players gone from T1, and all that's left is Saya player. Valuable weapon in hand.
Yeah,
He's got
it
to
fell
try
apart
to
a
keep
little
it
bit.
in the hands of
Honestly,
T1.
Stacks must be
He's the
so
last man,
gutted.
dude.
He was
knows-
going to get
he knows
multi-kills
Texture's on
here,
the
and the
hunt.
Fatal, I think it only
Saya
hit one. I'm pretty sure it hit
waiting
like
for it.
Viper, right?
Just hedging
I think
his
it was a
bets, and it's
Viper, I
going to
can't
be
fully
the peak
remember.
around water,
And
but
then
now
with
he
that
hears the
info, they just
footsteps,
insta-pivot over
trying to
towards
stay
B.
alive with the
What a
up.
shot
Tries
as
to make
well,
sure
bro.
He gets the better angle.
Yeah, they take the op out of
Peeks
them.
out,
Got to have an
just
eco
one
here, no
beat
hero
late,
guns.
And operator drops GenG.
Everyone's
getting
sitting around like
everything they wanted out of that
2,600.
4th round.
I mean, T1, not too bad with the reads. Still
Really well played from
just
GenG. It was a
a
great round
little
from
bit
them.
quicker.
Yeah.
I mean,
This
look at that
Fatal,
snake
oh, it
bite,
hit the second guy Heaven. I didn't see it hit the
rotations
Raze
earlier
Heaven,
on.
so it
Initially,
hit
was that pressure
2.
against Saya on the A site. The rotations were so quick, so good. And once they felt something might have been off on that C site, the rotation onto B, and that's the site that T1 unfortunately left open.
The 3 sites, it really gets to you. Because imagine if there were only 2 sites. The read would have been absolutely impeccable from T1. And sure, they still have the trademark in B main as well. But you can't forget about that baby door linking between A and B. And this time, the pressure goes on to B site itself. GenG trying to punish T1 when their weaponry is weakest. And relying on the fact that it could have been a stack elsewhere, now calls that information over from T1. They're just forcing T1 to have to make a move. But T1, doing the best they can. They'll start to push forward, cutting down the map, so they don't have to continue hedging bets without information. Rubble already cleared out. Now B site, sure, that's where the bulk of the weaponry is, but you can still bounce back
He
quickly
mollied
over
to bait
that
Stacks.
C site.
Yeah, it kind of just
Man.
made him
Stacks
go
was
the other way.
great,
I think though with how
Finds the
fast they
raise.
made the
You
plan,
know
that it
now
was
the
like
weight has
pre-planned.
shifted over to the C side.
I think it was literally just all. Well, they might even have protocols. It's
Sheriff
like
shots. They have to be good.
they used to have
Snake bite at the
protocols for
ready.
this. EG
So
used to have
buy time
protocols.
for
Like they would
one
get into
more
this
turn.
corner
There's
with
still
a
40 seconds, still
Skyle,
time for a rotate.
and they would just have a
Back to
protocol.
B.
Like if 2 go towards
GenG,
A,
look
we
pretty
go
committed,
B.
though.
if only one goes towards A, we go A. It could just be a protocol like that. Fatal hits 2, we'll just go B. Oh yeah, that fade out is giant.
He goes down, and Stacks, he's all alone. The trademark not going to stop enough as he goes down. Tour de Force online, though. The slow will protect him. The spam's coming in from Izu. His iPlayer knows his job is just to cut off the back of support. And a 3
God, man, that was sick from Saya. Yeah, and that's unbelievable because they get to pick up a lot of guns on this. Shout out to Saya. Bro, this team has so many good offers. It's insane.
I was wondering why he isn't rotating, but now we see it. It's all just to watch in case GenG rotates over. Stacks landing that perfect flick over. Saya rotating just fast enough to watch some of these spots around the B site. And as he hops back over, that tour de force sounds off.
Yeah,
and
he just doesn't miss at the moment.
To put T1 back on top.
Really, really good adjustment from that previous round where they maybe ignored B side a bit too much. This time they keep it in mind with GenG. They'll pick up the tempo.
Oh man, Izu just got unflashed as well.
T1's ready. Izu shoots right back
Lovely
with a
shots
quick
from him.
triple. Shuts down the round right as it starts.
Again, another good player to get all the kills.
You might be strong on the Sheriffs, but don't disrespect me. This is my turf as well, Izu says. Goes back in and then hops back out.
So for people that are watching this, T1 kind of need like, okay, previously they've needed like 7, 8 because 4's been a struggle for them on attack sometimes. So they needed minimum 7 on defense.
He's actually going to be right outside.
I know they switched some of their roles, so maybe it's a little bit different.
And he will skirt all
and that might honestly be the reason that they did switch for this one, to make the attack side calling a little bit better.
On that ping. Turret deactivated. That'll allow Xcure to start to pinch through as well. And thanks to Xcure's movement, Crosshairs trained, and that's the kill for Saya player.
Like this though, just far away from his trip, just making sure they knew that he could have taken the timing. Was it far away or was it a bad trip? I
Another guy coming over from Challengers Japan, another player that had a lot of hopes behind him, and you have to imagine he's watching someone like Something coming over from Challengers Japan, taking the world by storm out here in Pacific.
It's just bad, just to the way to the right.
Takes on the pressure to try to be a flex player for T1. It doesn't go well.
Yeah, it looks like there's a little angle right.
In comfort territory as that duelist wants to hang with the best.
Very similar story to Texture. That's the thing. I mean, there are stark parallels between these two teams, these two players right now. Texture also wasn't on the duelist last year, but now he's finally free, finally showing what he's good at.
Fade Eye doesn't get shot. Oh, he re-aggros?
Starting to fight back.
What the hell is the Prowler doing? What the hell's going on?
Saya player fights back too. Shows that he's got those fangs and teeth to bear at him.
What
T1 now trying to adjust and shift that weight back towards C as well as B.
Poison Cloud allows Xcure to try to go for one more peep, but Xcure, he's going to have to choose his positions carefully here. Don't want to give up.
Yeah, Malso got him there.
Showstopper for Texture as well. The Paranoia, that's his one big hope. And then the Snake Bite to cut up the backup, but it's going to be a pretty deep blast pack. And T1's not expecting it. They're already in the site by the time you hear the utility. GenG's been doing this a lot in Master Shanghai as well.
Oh god, the nades with the fades. Oh, that's lovely, man.
Trade paint shell for paint shell. The fades both eating it in full.
Fatal minus 80, Raise nade just chipped him down. Okay, kind of locked in though a little bit. I love this push though. Look at Meteor. Meteor just taking all of the space that they made. There were 3 people spotted here. And they felt like that was enough pressure.
Alongside Rossi. Now
Karen's not even expecting this.
A bit of a flank. Still though, the rest of the team has to stay alive long enough on this side. Rossi's doing pretty good
now
job
his
so
flank
far.
doesn't really matter, and it's not a good plan.
But do they know where Meteor is? They're clearing the site, and they see that he isn't here. Should have an inkling.
Saya is unreal right now.
Down and puts Meteor down to the ground.
Yeah, very, very patiently played. Rossi has a lot to say about that round. Making sure that they're staying on top of things while the defuse goes down all the way through. 5-2 lead for T1. Started with that pistol. Now trying to make sure they maintain
honestly,
it
both
on
of
the
them.
defensive side. Now let's not forget, I mean, they were leading on the attacking half of Split as well. So you have to remember, it is not a sprint out here in VCT Pacific. See if they can finish the race in full.
Gotta keep that lead on their side, but I mean, that's the thing. In a previous round, we might be talking about Izu and on this Raze roll. I think Saya on the chamber is another big factor as well. They're making big impact with this operator of his, with this headhunter of his.
Yeah, so far really proving himself. It does beg the question that, are you running Chamber on every map, right? Because he looks very comfortable on it, but...
Dude, if they're running on Split, they might be running on most maps.
Consistent.
Sunset would be fun to watch.
Maybe we will wait to find out on Sunset, because he was playing Gecko on that one last time we saw over in Shanghai. See if there's been any changes. But for now, they'll still have to get through Lotus. They still have to get 8 more rounds here for T1 if they want to show us their composition on Sunset.
A lot of pings.
Against the best of the best.
To where Izu might be. Stax needs to try and sell this. This is good.
That Haunt should be good.
I mean, this would be a big round for GenG. They lose this round, they lose momentum.
Oh, I did not think he was going to do that.
Sound. He instantly flicks upwards. Great.
It's a great shot.
Now the rest of
like, don't get me wrong, that was a great shot.
Urgency with this lockdown to take down the A site.
T1, yeah, you can try to go for a couple spams, but
I'm kind of surprised that he went for that. I thought they had baited him in well.
Meteor is digging so deep, way faster than you would expect.
Oh god, Fado hits a lot as well. Fado hit 4, that is bold.
Not able to hold on to the site, and so quickly, right as it started, Stacks all alone.
Yeah, it kind of crumbled apart. Okay, dude, give me this shot from his POV.
Showstopper online for Texture.
The TP. I mean, he's hoping, right, because everyone got hit by the Fatal, right? Everyone got hit by the Fatal, so if he TP's close and no one peeks him, then he's kind of just next to them and they don't realize sound-wise. That's the full process. But obviously, if they peek, you look like a... You look like a moron.
And GenG still comes out on top. I mean, this is how they play. It's that utility.
She was, yeah, it's nice shot, man. Fair play.
And they're back in fashion.
13-2 for Saya, but can't say the same for a couple of his teammates really carrying the kills in bulk kill for T1. I mean, if you can still funnel them to Saya every round, sure, let him have all the kills. And right now, he's going to have to. As his backup goes down, Saya will trade 1 for 1. Has to reposition quickly with the operator, has to buy time. As backup tries to arrive, Izu sprinting as fast as he can. Saya still all
wow, he's real confident with it. Look at what he's doing. Wow, man. Kind of just want to watch him. I kind of just want to watch his POV the whole time.
He's gonna go for a peek out of the poison cloud.
Jesus.
Tries to go for a double, but Izu will be there for the trade.
He knows he can afford it because his teammates are right here. Now they're just looking for Meteor. Has been spotted.
Whoa.
He's going to
My
push
god,
up
I thought he was going to get
Rossi
Rossi then.
Yoda knows the pull-out animation is a little bit longer, so he falls back just to reroute back to his teammate. The spike is down, and that is their objective.
Yeah, Rossi going for that decision.
Yeah, shout out to Rossi here. Had a good idea. Knew that he made a jump here as well.
Gave that kill for free. Wouldn't have been the round they wanted.
Damn. Some of the shots in this round as well. Bro, I'm just like, he's never panicked, right? He just knows that worst case scenario, he has to try and get one in one of these situations, and then he's going to get traded. Like this bit here where he's just like, okay, sure, maybe I get traded at this point, but it's better for me to have my gun out and to get one.
Just pushed out of a poison cloud
Guy's a beast, man.
Onto an opponent's head. That's pinpoint accuracy.
That's how you know.
Senior, hello. How we doing?
When it comes to Oppie, right? You gotta take the
yeah, what are you typing in my chat?
On your reaction speed, and once again, this time it's the opponent. Stocks the screen. Tries to go for a no-scope close.
Well, at least the trade's there, I guess.
Through immediately from Stacks, though.
I mean, that's the raid boss shut down, though. He's been incredible.
The Viper's Pit still gives a little bit of comfort for Rossi to hold on to Seaside alone.
He's sending it.
Tries to scout him out. There's the showstopper. He's going to hide away from it. And Texture gets the read. He knows he has to be somewhere outside of the pit, but he can't quite find him. And he's already all the way through.
No, man. It's like me in ranked. You're just like, well, I know a bullet should be hitting here.
But it's not enough. 3v3 Spike.
3 carries I'm running.
Not too shabby. I love that decision-making from Rossi, but back to the matter at hand. Now it's going to be T1 with a retake. Where is the rest
found a good
of
timing
GenG going to be? You have to expect that some of them might be on site, not at the same time. Lakia has that 9-fall. He sends it through. He has robbed T1 of their hearing. Now the rest of them, Izu. Great heads up
the fade, I just hit him. I didn't know if that was the... Oh my god.
Might just be able to play alongside his teammate, but unfortunately,
Lord up to Karen on this.
It's alongside his Odin now as Stax fires on through. Karen has to watch his back, has to watch
my god, Stax is a beast right now with the Odin.
Bro,
they're locking it down. We said they need 7 or 8. There's 7.
Man, you look at the
Let's see if they can get 8.
You know, he's constantly thinking about how do I isolate these 1v1s. He tries his best, relies on the fact that Stax might have already wrapped around, but Stax still keeping his eyes up top on that ledge. Will pick up the kill and make sure Izu's alive for the defuse. What a retake. What a reaction from Izu on that swivel. Take a look at this first, Rossi. Like you said, I mean, I don't mind the decision.
Dude, how is that not a kill, though?
This one.
It's
yeah,
Valorant. That's meant to be a kill.
Him, right? I thought he was too focused in on the site, but the swivels on a dime.
That, I think, was the biggest impactful frag for the round. In that retake, forces the timeout from GenG. I mean, GenG have been calling the first timeouts now. They are the ones kind of trying to catch up, and
36%.
maybe this is their MO against a team like T1, especially coming from Shanghai. But you have to admit, 7-3 to start off the map, a map which GenG picked, a map which GenG is really strong on, is a big statement.
We'll have to see how GenG reacts to this. This is something that I always give respect to in GenG in multiple ways, because for one, to be comfortable enough to say, okay, let's continue to see how they adapt. What is their game plan? Really digest everything. Let Munchkin go through all of his options and then call the timeout. I mean, that's a lot of faith. But
the first map was actually close. The first map was crazy close.
You have to
T1 probably should have won it, to be honest
all
with
of
you.
your players and coaching staff have the endurance to do this every single map, right?
They had their
You're
chances.
willing to go the distance every single map because you know at the end of the day,
okay, I mean, this feels similar.
Able to get the last
T1
round.
getting to 7, kind of late timeout, and then GenG get both.
Now,
That's
T1
pretty much would be a similar thing to what happened to Split. Apart from they got like 3 at the end.
The first half was Split. They want to make sure they have an even more dominant showing here on Lotus.
You nailed it perfectly. It is a bit of a battle of endurance, but T1 just staying on top of things. I mean, I really admire how Saya player constantly buys this outlaw.
Okay, what's the change up? Because honestly, they were doing this a lot, but maybe it was more meteor.
This could do a lot of damage
out
if
towards
GenG makes the wrong move.
We'll see. Now, GenG surely.
Okay, the fact that they do this, they know that there's no chamber here. So they know the chamber's not over towards C.
As well, so they're no strangers to that themselves.
Alarm bot as well.
And where have we seen
to try to see if there's any chamber.
A little bit
These guys hear the alarm bot.
They
got to know the chamber's here, so they're pinging both of the angles where the chamber's most likely is.
Just
all 3 angles, all 4 angles, and they were on top of them with 1.
Dwindling the numbers down here.
There they go.
They hear the outlaw, that's 1. They haven't heard him leave just yet.
Yeah, and everyone had light armor, so.
To pick up 1 kill. Now it is a 5v4. Pit online for Munchkin. Does he try to use it to make sure that they still have some form of advantage here on the site? He will use it to cover the entirety of the site.
The giant.
No way to get to the spike without entering the pit.
And he tucks into the corner.
And that really puts Sion player at a disadvantage. You need automatic weapons to work against a Viper's Pit like this. Let's see if Rossi can do a little bit of damage while GenG tries to secure this spike plant down. Blastpack just
Blastpack stops it.
A little bit more time.
Oh my god, he's sending it in. Oh my god, still no plant. Oh yeah, this was unbelievable from T1. Wow, that was unbelievable from T1. That was kind of sick, man.
It is 8-3 in favor of T1.
Delayed the plant long enough that the Omen got into the right position, jumped in as well. That was huge, bro.
Around the entire site, trying to draw out Util, trying to draw where the
gunfire is coming from, because
they know that once they all enter the site, they have
but
no vision as well.
But they look really strong. But they've always looked strong on defense.
Can we draw out enough Util so
I'll give them that.
Safely? And T1, they hold on. And like you said, it's going
100K?
to be easier.
Yeah, we got 100K now. That's crazy. Thank you so much for everyone following.
Into the pit so that
That's all
even
you
if there
guys.
is someone in hell, he's not going to get spotted. He's just gunning it for the spike. And then his teammates are there to cover
Didn't think we would ever do that. Oh my goodness, we go fast.
Call on the retake here from T1. Now
oh, we go fast in reaction as well.
Push out Seaside. GenG, you have been corralled into one part of the map. Showstopper spots the turret.
Munchkin.
He's going to use it just to clear it. Doesn't mind, doesn't need to get a kill because now they have the information. GenG stuck at the door, in tree, paranoia out, just to keep him locked in further. Oh,
God, it does so much damage.
Bring through with that Odin. Lockdown being called in though, but GenG still trying to keep their options open, but they have to watch their backs.
Oh, and it's going to be Rossi digging deep, and can he get it? He even gets the lockdown right at the end.
Oh man, the Odin's too good, bro.
And now GenG struggling to
9? Okay, I mean 9 really is enough. We were saying 7, 8 has to hit those kind of numbers. 9?
Believe now as they lead 6 rounds going into the second half.
9's a lot. They've always been struggling on attack flow, but let's see. The fact that the extra hits on Omen should mean that Corn's a little bit easier. Norwood Stafford, thank you so much for the 7 months, bro. Thank you.
But boy, oh boy, T1, the reactions. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think the only round where I can confidently say that T1 had a pretty big blunder on the read was the one where they kind of let B-Site for free, right? They leave Baby Door open for free. They don't really account for it. They don't account for that rotation in time. But outside of that, sure, you give up 3 rounds, but overall the reactions and reads have been pretty solid from T1.
Very, very impressive stuff.
No, I turned the stuff off that goes onto the screen, not the giant chat one. I thought the giant chat one would be alright. I didn't realize you could do stuff like
But the calls that come through with this, the reads that he makes, that paranoia that he sets up his teammates with, it's always so good. And GenG just continues to try to pile drive through. They had a timeout, and it didn't work out all too well. I mean, this round as well, the lockdown and everything, Rossi just knows what he has to do with that Odin, even taking that lockdown in the final moment,
so funny,
just to end this first half 9-3. That is amazing.
Yeah, 17 kills for Saya as well. He definitely did the bulk of it in the first part of the map, but the rest of the team really starting to shore up. And the calls coming in pretty solid for T1 as well. Can they do it on the attack? Can they quickly bring us to a map 3
big pistol round
against GenG? 2 ghosts and a sheriff in the hands of T1.
Yeah, have a horrible haircut and you have to work tomorrow. What do you do? I mean, just go to work, bro. Wear a hat, or just say that I don't know. You got any like children in your family? Just say that you wanted to cheer them up. So you said, sure, cut my hair. Then you look like a good person instead of paying for a bad haircut.
Game plan as to what we saw in Split. Saya player with a Headhunter trying to find an opening. That's the first. Rendezvous away. Free kill.
Yeah, the fact that he stays alive, that's big on the pistol round. Sure, it's only 13 HP. But the fact of the matter is GenG, they need to leave somebody here. It's either that or they go for a full stack. And now, with lesser numbers, they will have to wait. The one-way allows Saya to take a bit of breath himself. The trademark there, to make sure that they don't get out of the kill.
Dude, they would love a pistol because they've
He's been very good about
they've really been struggling on attack in the past.
Double swing out, and Izu, he's caught with it. Survives.
Dude, there's some low HPs here though. I know it's a 3v5.
Munch can all the way down to 14, and now you say, all right, well,
we got some big low
least,
HPs.
A-site's definitely not the strong side, I'll tell you that.
Here we go. Karen can maybe do it.
It's gonna be a little bit tricky. Tough for our predictors, guessing game predictors as well, but right now just trying to hold the off angle. Karen playing around the toxic screen.
How is he still alive once the fade hit him?
By Rossi's Sheriff. The rest of the team from T1 pushing into the site. Only Lakia has arrived. Is it going to be enough to deny that Spike Plant doesn't have the vision? He's going to have to wait for the rest of the team. 2 on 4, William.
Yeah, Izu's pretty weak, but the Prowler's going to spawn him first. Lakia still good for the kill. 2v3. It is doable. It's a little difficult, but doable for GenG. However, Execurate's position in the smoke. Lakia, he has a suspicion. He's got the read, but he doesn't have the shot.
Okay, low HP. Munchkin can't win this. Double pistol for T1. 10-3.
Try to bring out the pistol.
Yeah, it's still fine.
Brings it down
still so fine.
The Spike's not in a position he would prefer. The Han's going to spot him. They know he's sticking the half, and T1 take both pistols on Lotus.
Dude, what a dominant map. They could have 2-0'd it. They actually could have 2-0'd this. Unless we see a madness. There's still a chance for a madness, I guess.
How much teamwork T1 has right now. And part of it happens because of Saya player and this chamber pick. He consistently gets those shots, does not give GenG the trades, and at the same time continues to hold down positions, continues to deny GenG that information that they so desperately crave. GenG's trying to get information outside of C, denied by Izu as well, and they shout nice together in unison.
Yeah, you know, we're seeing really them come together as a team across all aspects of the game, see if they can do it together to finish off the map. That's something they have struggled with for the whole year as Meteor.
Please don't go C against Nico.
It's a Sheriff in Meteor's hands, but it is
yeah,
dude,
I hate. Oh man, I hate the ecos. I hate the anti-ecos over towards Mounds. I feel like a Sheriff always gets 2 here.
Actually, 2 more Sheriffs on the side of GenG still. It's a bit of a commitment. Already we can sniff out the Outlaw, perhaps going to be purchased up in the next round for T1, having seen these Sheriffs. But for now, T1, they want to get the round win first on the anti-eco.
Okay.
Thanks, sure. Waiting, suspicious of the audio cut.
I mean,
he's holding that angle and stacks.
Oh, I thought Texture would be good for that. Yeah, honestly, just wasn't expecting it.
Stacks, he's gonna swivel.
He was like ready, but he wasn't like fully ready, if that makes sense.
He's in the Matrix. And Saya player already holding a close angle. With that, Marshall clears it out, knows it's just one, now isolates the angle, so it's advantageous for him, and he gets the flick quickly to the Headhunter. And Karen says, nope, I've seen that too many times today.
Just still Incredibly sharp. The rest of the GenG likely looking for exits, if not to die to the spike. They need to get as much as they can. Remember the score 10-3 right now, but Saya player has decided to go hunting.
I mean,
Okay,
here's why.
Saya is pretty close to his ult.
Find that outlaw. He doesn't mind if he drops a Marshall. It doesn't matter. You
Yeah,
still have two
I mean,
rifles. You still
he
got
gets
a
his
Spectre.
ult online relatively early. It's like
Do it, Saya. Prove me right,
pretty
please.
good ones.
I said it so confidently.
Will is so desperate.
Oh, he's just gonna
Damn,
buy
he
him up.
actually gets it
All
out.
right, all right.
Do they want to end
mean,
this?
I don't know.
Listen, we'll see. Because here's the thing, it's not the full team, of course, over on the half shields. You're still on the attack, so the outlaw maybe not going to be as reliable. You do have a massive lead anyway. Just put the nail in the coffin. He says, okay, switch to the outlaw.
Yeah, he's had
There
enough
you
of it.
go,
but that makes sense. They bought three sheriffs, right?
GenG, though, just looking to...
I like the idea of what they're doing here. Chamber normally goes over towards A. Oh, how did that miss?
Dominance Munchkin with the judge. That's right. The Prowler somehow went through.
Outlaw spotted as well. Lockett needs to back out of that one. Does he know that he's gotten the tag? I think he might, but doesn't want to greet it. Doesn't know how many more members there might be. Now, without an Omen, T1, they don't have as many tools to push and pull across the map, so they'll have to start to do it with a couple of these peaks. Izu trying to scout out for the Killjoy Util. Won't find anything just yet. The Odin keeping everyone away from the A side. Saya still will creep up one by one.
With it. Information on
I like this though.
Izu might just be able to watch out
smoke
bound, but the rest of the team will be able to sneak onto the site, maybe sneak a spike plant as well, and with patience, they actually bound Karan, and now they have to
This is a hard retake.
The position's
Odin
very
judge
good from Stacks as well, as he is able to open up just one more angle for
Saya's
T1.
got all
now
of
they
the
don't have to
A-locks.
worry about all three angles on the retake, just need to focus on, quite frankly, one coming in from Waterfall, because you still got Saya player over by Mound as well. Stacks, good for one up top. It is the judge to meet him.
Oh my god.
Not there, it's close quarters.
It's
Judge
gone, bro.
reigns supreme,
God's sake.
and suddenly the site absolutely in control for GenG. The outlaw will not get the pick. Texture's got the rifle in hand.
There's
and
no
Rossi
way
can't
they do
find
that because
it.
of the judge double heaven.
And
It's
as
insane.
they thought the
I shout out to
positioning
Munchkin
was
though.
good,
Kind of
but the
expected
weaponry,
one over towards
not
here,
what
wanted
they
to join his
bargained
teammate though.
for.
That was like a really nice call.
Justice is
And he also
served.
walled up to create
Munchkin.
pressure to block the
Thought the
vision.
first one would
Like he
been
might have
good,
gone
and
over
then the
towards
trade
there. Also
come
blocked
through,
here so these guys
but
could
the
swing.
judge
But
actually makes it work. And off of those two initial kills, like that's all it took. Even with the right read,
yeah, I felt a bit sorry for X-Grade. Stacks didn't check the corner properly with the Prowler.
Just a slight decision to push a little bit further, and it unfortunately bites them in the back. But that said, still 11-4, they can afford this.
I do wonder if they almost
The Odin?
maybe
Oi, this
like
actually
forgot about the judge, right? Considering
might
what
see an
round
Odin
it
off
was
here.
supposed to be the bye round for GenG. I mean, I'm sure they didn't exactly forget about it, but maybe just in the back of their mind and sitting there, didn't quite expect it. But the operator now is online.
Whoa.
Yeah, and their whole plan is to try
A lot of bullets.
push him off with Util for the
Trying to
TP and then spam behind.
triangulate Saya player's position.
And they
Not
get him
quite able to
low,
find it
but-
just yet. Rossi trying to fight back with this as well. Wallbang for wallbang.
Bro, I hate these duels,
Just a
man.
lot of pressure being traded, but
I
while
hate the
it is
Odin duels.
happening,
It's the worst thing ever.
the rest of T1 trying to transition over onto the C site.
Now a smoke going up onto the B site just to put some fake pressure, but turret there, so is Lakia. So GenG not going to have to shift their weight in either direction. They'll know that the B site is just a ruse. Even the Prowler being used to clear out B main, and Lakia fairly confident that there's actually no presence in the middle of the map, so he'll go ahead and back it up. The turret's still online on the B site. They're happy to leave it open. They want to shove them into C site. They've got the Killjoy setups there. You've got a double team there. GenG is doing everything in their power to force T1 to rotate, and T1 don't like that. They realize what's going on. They'll start to dig deeper on other parts of the map.
Very confident. Slowly inching towards the B, and that would be the right call. 30 seconds left to make it happen, though. And as the timer goes down to 30, that's when GenG rotates back over just to
Smoke,
check.
an extra
The sudden
TP
hit
maybe?
onto the A site now, and the pressure is good. Rossi, Izu getting a kill of their own. Now pushing even
Dude,
further.
X-Grad's a
Climbing onto
lunatic
the
as
meter.
well.
He was
Oh my
not
god.
expecting them to be there.
Look
Up
at
on
him.
stairs at that time
Going
at all.
hunting.
Now it's all down to Munchkin. This is very
This
much
was
gonna
nice
be
though.
now
The
back
Util to
point,
push
William.
him off, and then they
Rocky
kind of
Blue
knew that his
picked
reaction was
up.
going to be over towards
Might have
here,
been able
and
to
so
hear
we got a
that, but
fade
Munchkin
eye
won't
that I
grieve
think
for it,
spotted
'cause here's the
both,
thing,
because then the
I'm
nade
sure
was
you'd
really
love to take
good.
the operator out of their hands, but more than anything, you got to make sure you have something to work with to try to claw your way back in if you're GenG. Meanwhile, Xcrit has already made it around half of the map.
The retake
He's gonna
molly, yeah, the
start
retake molly and rubble is
maybe
nice.
pinch in over towards
Bro,
Munchkin.
T1 looked great on this
No
map.
stone unturned over on the C side. Still has a little bit of time, though. But what I love that T1 did was
They honestly should have won the round before this as well.
Makes noise with an op shot at B first, making it seem like B's the first target. Draws a bit of attention. Then they take out Rubble, but Saya's still in B main. So if it doesn't go cleanly, they could always still get the pinch over towards Baby Door. Of course, they don't take any chances. They'll go for the spam, too, as they're able to pick up that kill. Meanwhile, Munchkin
get the
does
guns out of
eventually
them.
go down.
8 chances?
No weapons carried
Jesus.
over for GenG, and T1
And they got
back
big
at map
ult
point
advantage.
first once again.
It's close though. Like they would love to close this out here because once these ults start coming out.
Make this happen. So I would not be too uncomfortable with this. And what a big statement too. I mean, it hasn't happened yet, but to make such a big lead, to create such a big lead on GenG's map pick, this is now the new T1 that we're seeing. Saya player on top with 21 kills, looking to really
Okay, Texture over towards A, they go aggro, they pick up ult, they get Texture's ult. Stacks does the same, gets his ult. I mean, this guy's getting prowlers and spams.
The Prowler pushes him away, snake bite used, but so is the Showstopper. Okay, clears out the poison cloud for him. Meanwhile, can't cover his own back. And now, oh no, they're all getting picked off by Meteor. GenG holding true Lakia, true sight as he gets the headshot onto Excurit. And just like that, T1.
That was so funny, dude. They were like next to each other, and then the POV changed, and it kind of just looked like we kind of just changed to a guy that was standing next to him.
It's a curveball. We still have several rounds in margin, so let's just plant that mind game if we don't win the round. So it's all about how does T1 recover from this. If they keep greeting, that might not be good, but if they wait for the opportune moment, we'll have to see. But for now, can't really ever count Snacks out. Sees one, tries to isolate the 1v1. He's
my God, where's the
successful.
sound?
Gets one.
No sound buff?
Meanwhile, he should still have audio himself, but as he's peeking around, finds another one.
No way.
Down to a 1v2.
Oh! Oh my goodness.
Gets shut down.
That was almost insane.
Just as he went for the jump peek. Getting a little bit more information.
That was an insane attempt to that. That was so good.
And that just gives GenG a little bit of hope as they go on in this map. 12-5 right now. Like
bro, that was ridiculous, man. That was a really nice try. Yeah, this one was so funny.
Right? But it's so impressive that GenG actually catches this curveball. Munchkin with the judge, knowing when to toss over that snakebite, rotating over, and Rossi.
I mean, listen, we all thought it was happening. I know all of you
yeah,
out there, you had your Photoshops ready to put that T1 jersey on the mouse kiss picture.
Yeah, it would have been
you
that.
all had it ready to go. We all thought it was happening. Rossi wanted to believe, but for now, they will have to take a little break. And I don't mind the timeout here either, right? It may seem early, but just say, okay, the rush didn't work. Let's just kind of calm things down. Let's touch base. Let's talk about all the rounds moving forward. That way, you don't have to kind of hit the panic button and give another breath of fresh air for GenG later on in the potential comeback.
Sugo Suyi, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the whole year. Thank you for the whole year of support, bro. Thanks for the tier 1.
And still,
Appreciate you doing that, man.
Could happen, but you have to think about what GenG's game plan is now. I mean, GenG, they have what it takes. They are on that defense, and they do have some ultimates in their banks. Texture is still
this is the thing, right? They actually have a good amount of ults to go up against, though.
Right
so,
on this map, but he does have that showstopper, and he's pulling out the operator.
We'll count down the chances. They had 4 on split. They lost 4 on split.
Really make
they had 8 on Lotus.
I mean, obviously, yeah, sure, it's map point, so you got nothing to lose.
Double the amount.
True to force on the other side. Quack, I'm getting worried.
Shouldn't the post timeout win percentage ideally be over 50%? Nah, everyone calls them on ecos, really. I don't reckon many coaches have over 50. And if they do, you're probably questioning when their timeouts are. Either that or they're absolute gods.
Does this barrel get spotted just yet? Sneaks in past the poison cloud. Now a different angle. Saya wants to pick off the fade first. He realizes that there's some sort of setup going on here.
And they're just winning all the ecos.
Waits for the peak. Wants to force them to have to check behind Rubble, and Lakia gets curious.
Oh no!
I mean, he had to. They had to check. That Saya player just reading the mind games. Now waiting. Okay, who was it that's getting set up? Is it you, Texture? Come out and play.
You want to play?
Starts to dig in. Wants to find that answer. And Texture says no for the time being. He will just hold a singular angle from inside the site. Munchkin holding close as well. They don't want to give Sai an opportunity to get an advantageous fight. Now they want to go for the re-clear. GenG wants to go for the re-clear. They need information.
They just don't want to peek.
Trade angle here. Munchkin, he
Shot.
swings out, gets
Great
one.
trade
Messiah
again.
is quick on
Bro,
the trigger.
Messiah's insane,
and numbers
isn't he?
advantage still for T1 as they are on the doorsteps of that win. But the showstopper comes online.
Oh.
Has to send it the paranoia. He's not going to find
Damn,
the
that was
target.
sick, bro.
Execute from above.
That was sick.
All down to Charon with a bulldog and half armor.
I think I've ever seen anyone
on the
TP
site.
here.
13 seconds. If he can get, oh,
Dude,
he
Saya
cannot get
was
anything.
unbelievable
The Saya player
on this
answers
map.
back and brings T1 to a map
All right,
three
Sunset.
against GenG. 20
Roxy nearly
overkill.
took him out.
Saya